Right, it's brew day. The first time I've done all grain beer right from scratch, and it's the 3rd of November. I'm just recording this so that I can look back on, see what I did right and what I did wrong, what things I can improve on. And here's a little look at some of the things I've got. Got my measuring jug, my mash kit, which is an exceedingly good IPA, apparently, hopefully. Here is my brand new mash tun from the homebrew company in Mount Mellick. Looks pretty cool inside, copper manifold. Here is the boiler, it's plastic, but sure, that's all I can afford now. Got a thermometer there. My sample test tube, my wort chiller, and some gypsum here, which I'm going to have a little look on YouTube to see what to do with it, because I've got very hard water around here. And I'm going to use this as my spoon. Sure, what else do I need? Probably a beer, but that'll get me started anyway, and we'll see what happens. Right, so first thing that I can see is I live in a very hard water area in Tullamore. All our water has masses of limescale, and I've just cleaned out my kettle, but you can still see there's a good bit of limescale soaking around in the bottom of there. Not sure if you can see that, but I need to remove some of that limescale, and according to YouTube videos, one way of doing it is to boil it up. I've got my boiler on, and I've got nearly the right amount of water in there. You can see that I've got 24 litres of water in here, and I can see the inside of the line is already going up to 26. So this measurement is wrong, but I'm recording it properly, and I'm using this measuring jug, so it's very accurate. And we're going to add some gypsum to this water, and we're going to leave it to settle, and then we're going to use the water, not take anything from the bottom, and then when it comes to the putting the mash back into the boiler, I'm going to clean out the boiler after to get rid of any of that limescale, which should be settled on the bottom, or chalk as it sort of calcifies into. So boiling the water for my my wort and my sparge, and I've just left this water here in the measuring jug. I just want people to see just how much limescale there is. At the minute it's floating on the top, but I've got another one boiling up on the stove there, because I can tell that this little kettle heater here, with all the water it has in it, isn't going to be fast enough. It's not the best plan at all. So I'm boiling up the water, and you can see all that cloudy shite is the extra hard limescale, which I want to calcify, and I'm going to add this gypsum into it. I've calculated how much I need per gallon, and I'm just going to lash some in. How back in a bit. Right, it's about an hour after I've started, and I'm still a bit pissed off. I'm still boiling the water to correct it with the gypsum, which I haven't been able to do because this purpose-built boiler has a very loose connection at the back, and it needs to be pushed down in order to keep it boiling away. I thought the cold water was taking forever to heat up, and in actual fact it's the connection. So I'll give it one try, and if not, I'll send it back and ask for a new one to be built. Cost me enough money. So I'm mashing in or going in, whatever it's called. And I took my temperature reading. It was exactly 68 degrees Celsius. And with a bit of luck, this should all work very well. It smells amazing. I've got another 8 litres to add in 1 hour. Just make sure there's no more lumps in it. It's fairly thick considering how much water's in it. 12 litres now, another 8 litres to go. With my little helper here at the end as well. Now, you go and do your homework and I'll carry on doing mine. So I'm just about to drain off the first running of my all grain beer, my first all grain beer. I'm gonna let a bit out now. And I'm letting it out slow, so give the chance for the barley to sink down and form the natural bedding. And I'm going to run that through again until it becomes much clearer. Smell is lovely in the kitchen there. And I have my second batch of water to add in. Don't need to add that in yet actually. Everything seems to be going along fine. That is fairly murky looking there. Very murky looking. So I'll run about another litre off and I'll put it back in and I'll try again in a second. So we're running it off for the second time now. And I can see it looks clearer already, which is a good sign. There's still bits in it from last time, but that's okay because I'm going to run off about a litre now. And it's starting to look like beer, sort of. Now, I've got my second run off with my second batch of water. Sat there for 15 minutes, that was 13 litres, so I had 12 litres to begin with, 8 added on top for the first drain, and another 13 added on here, so that's 23 litres. The first lot is already in and it's boiling and it's waiting for this to come on over. Then I'm going to add in my first hops addition. Then I've got a second and a third. I haven't got a clue what. Just opened up the first bag of hops, which has just gone in. And if you could smell it, any of my friends would know exactly what that smells like. It doesn't smell like hops at all. It smells like Class A premium high grade skunk. It's fucking awesome. The smell of it is amazing. It is identical in smell to just very, very potent skunk. Right, so I've added my Warfalock after boiling, which was incorrect, but everything else is done. The water chiller's been going. I had to botch it together with some sellotape. I have to work on that one. All my sterilising equipment is all, well, my fermenting equipment's already sterilised. So all I need to do now is drain it from a height to aerate it, put the bucket down on the floor, and then wait till it's 20, pitch the yeast, and great. Looks good. Colour looks very clear. Can't see from there, but it looks fairly good. Everything's clear. Let's see if I can see it again. Right, so I've got my beer in my fermenting barrel. It's at 28 degrees now, so slightly too high to pitch. And here is the hydrometer reading. I don't know if I can get that to focus in. Doesn't seem to want to. Fuck's sake, stupid iPhones. But anyway, the reading on that is 1051. No, 1052.